It's gonna be a blockbuster one.
It's gonna be a blockbuster.
Okay, so please let's just, everybody welcome episode, what's this, 11, I think.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
so our topics for today, the Black Bride is women supporting women. We have a particular case study there, and then we have some issues relating to our Nigerian politicians and their acting abilities. Then we're going to talk about Williams Uchemba. I think that's his name, the ex women
Williamson.
ambassador, or something to that effect. But anyway, we move. So let's start with the black bra um part. So women supporting women. Now, I think we've heard about this women supporting women thing several times, and I think that sometimes it's used to as yeah, it's used by women to hide behind doing nonsense. So in this particular scenario, it was a story on Dang, Diary of a Nigerian Girl. I think the lady wrote in. So her brother-in-law's mistress, right, owns a business that got looted during this whole NSAS, hoodlums thing, right? And so this lady that's writing in, I think she's in the position, maybe through Lagos State government or something, to give aid to people whose businesses have been looted, right? So she's basically asking, should she donate, or should she approve this woman's application for the, aid or not, right? That's basically the question on the table. So if you were this woman, would you approve the aid for your brother-in-law's mistress who you are angry with because she contributed to the breakdown of your brother-in-law and sister-in-law's marriage? So that marriage is now like dissolved. They are now exes. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what would you guys do, or ladies? Sorry, I keep on saying guys.
Wait, sorry, can I clarify?
Sure.
There are three people in this thing. So there is the brother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
eh?
Yeah.
And your sister was married to that man, but the marriage collapsed because
That's
of
where it's unclear. Because the lady referred to the guy as her brother-in-law and the ex-wife
The
as her
same man.
sister-in-law. So I don't really know who she
how
knows.
she's, yeah.
Exactly.
So whose brother and sister is she?
Exactly. We don't really
Exactly.
know. But
Or
Shasha bought markets that
maybe it's her husband's brother or sister.
fair, fair, fair,
Yeah. So both
fair,
of them are in-laws to her.
fair.
Okay. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. And then the mistresses, so the brother-in-law cheated, and that led to the breakdown of his marriage. Now, the cheating partner, that is the mistress, her shop was looted, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
she has applied for aid, and this lady is I guess she's
The
I
power.
think, yeah, in power to approve the applications for people that are applying for the aid. So she's like, should she approve or should she not approve the lady's aid? But yeah, she wants to be calmer for the lady.
Hmm.
That
Mm.
exactly. I mean, maybe I'll go first. I think that this is where I struggle with Christianity. I'm sorry,
Yep.
in the sense that I don't, in the
Are
sense
you
that
God? That's my
exactly.
question.
First, want to say that, the are you God? We also want to, we also want mercy when we also, err and stuff like that. But I feel like this idea that the recompense for the wicked is always in the afterlife. I don't know, because it makes no, because it makes evil sweet to do now. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And this is the life that we're living today. So I feel like from a Christian standpoint, I wouldn't want to play God, right? So if she qualifies, I would like to approve. My own issue, Joe, is just that I feel like evil people always get away with like that excuse, which is that you don't want to play God, you want mercy too, so therefore don't be wicked to them. But I'm like, where would you get your own,
Karma.
karma exactly? Or should we even, or is that even a Christian-like thing to think that the person must be revenged for their evil deeds?
I just feel that we should always, and I think in Nigeria we struggle with that, or in Africa we struggle with that a lot. Differentiate professional from family member thing.
Fair,
You are
fair.
sitting in an office, an application has come. Whether the person is your, it's hard though, but whether the person is the one that scorned your in-law.
Right.
Is her application correct? Is everything okay? Do you have the funds? Give her the funds and move on. It's hard though, because you're in power now, so you can show her shege and then go back and form boss babe and come out and say I was the one that did that. But then what will you gain? Will it bring the relationship back? As in, don't go and fight somebody else's battle till you go and fight it in vain. Leave the people alone, because it's not, I'll say it would have been harder if it was that you are the wife and that is the mistress that messed your husband, that messed your relationship up. I'll say that is a different story, and I might take a different angle. But this one, you're an outsider looking in. You don't know what happened. You just heard
Me,
different versions of the story. So just act professionally and just give aid if person's application is correct.
me, I'm in the minority. I will strike out whatever it is that the person is going to get. I'm sorry. I hate people that break up people's marriages. So I'm not even going to go. Because karma, this whole karma thing or whatever, it is human beings that initiate karma now. Like one person, yes, now. So let me be the initiator. Like I'm not playing God, but like the universe is speaking to me. Like, okay, cancel this woman. Just cancel. So me, I will cancel until you do not qualify. Please try again. That's it.
Of which
That's a harsh one.
another angle is if you're a side chick, I think a part of the motivation for being a side chick is the monetary value.
Yes, the
So if the
money.
brother-in-law
I don't want
cannot
to help her.
step in for you right now, maybe you need to reassess your
His
position as a side chick.
capabilities.
Exactly. You may need to,
She has dropped in her
move
level.
to a different party because
Oh.
Ain't working.
this guy isn't delivering the dividends of psychicism for her. So she may need to move on there. So speaking of dividends, let me start with Bros Fashola, because this is our next his topic. So after Lekki Toge was burnt down, and Lasma or Loma, sorry, had come to clean the place, because they are the legal, government agency to do the cleanup. I think some citizens also came in to help clean as well. No evidence was, found on the grounds.
Mm.
But then when our honorable minister, ex-governor of Lagos State,
Of what? Minister of
Fashola,
what, please? Just for
I think of
clarification purposes.
works
Yes.
and housing,
Okay.
I think is what
Yeah.
Fashola is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He came in and in doing his job to inspect the
Works.
infrastructure that was, burnt down, he found so miraculously
Mm.
a camera that, hopefully is going to hold evidence of what went down on October 20th at the Lekki toll gate.
Hmm.
Hmm, who missed? I
Whommy,
think
whommy, whommy.
my issue here is Fashola is someone that we hold in high esteem.
Highest.
So, on one hand, I want to be like Fashola, as in, like, were you really in on this game, or like, what was wrong here? Because to me, I think that even when they wanted to bring in Ambode as governor after him, he did some pushback with Tinubu. He didn't succeed, but I think it was an open secret that he did not
Like
um
Ambode.
like Ambode. Do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he has shown the ability to go against, the powers that may be. At least let it be that I voiced my own opinion. So for him to be the face of this investigative work, I'm not really understanding whether, like, on one hand, I want to give Fashola the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, this NSAS thing has shown us some sides of our government that we didn't think they could go this far, right? So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. Like, do you think Fashola was in on this game, or do you think that he really, like, Loma didn't do a good job of cleaning, and this guy found, such evidence on sites?
Wow, 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 Lagos State. Can you imagine that a camera will be on the ground, just sitting down
I
there,
don't
be wherever it
imagine.
was, and nobody picked it up? Eh? Nobody claimed it. It was there for how long? Since the massacre happened, it didn't burn.
Thank you.
Can this? What I feel is that with all the government representatives that have come to act film for us, they just tell them once you sign that you're going to be, once you swear an oath that you are serving your nation as a
Exactly.
minister, as something, they will
You
also
must be
go to
nice.
the back and sign another paper that anytime you're required to perform tricks and magic, you will perform. I believe that is what they're doing, because I have noticed that most of the people that have come out to either cry or do all these things are people that we hold in high esteem. So I think it's just a ploy for them to say, okay, who will we choose now? Okay, which boy is good? Ah, they like Fashola, they relate to Desmond Elliott. Let us push him out. Oh yeah, go and mess up for us or something. Because I don't
But you know what
understand.
scares me when you say that? What scares me is that if I'm someone like Fashola and I'm someone that has come out or has positioned myself as someone of, integrity,
Mm,
for you to be able to get me to embarrass myself like this, because
Mm-hmm.
Fashola
mm,
is a lawyer,
mm,
SAN, meaning that he has gone to the school very well
Yep.
and we've approved him as a legal, stalwart in the country.
mm,
Now,
Mm-hmm.
for me to be willing to embarrass myself like that, given my prestige, it means that you have something over my
On me.
head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
So for me, I'm like, what do they have over you to make you willing to do something like this? What have you done? Like, what, as in, how much have you stolen behind
Mm.
the scenes
No,
to
first of all, you guys forget that the Jagaban is at the end of the day, like he is the person. Fashola
They
is
are
who he is
Putin.
today because of
Yeah.
Jagaban. So
fair?
if Jagaban says, Fashola, this is what you're going to do, that's why they took out Ambody. Now Ambody was coming to do strong head, forming I own Lagos. Like, who are you? So Fashola, Oga has told him, Oga, go there, do what you have to do. Let's shut this thing down. Uncle went there, was Sherlock Holmes.
He even used handkerchief to pick it out so that
As
so that
in,
he
As
won't
a
he won't
detective, fingerprints will
no,
not be
that's just
tampered
it.
with.
like,
And that's the problem with this godfather thing in
yeah.
Nigerian politics. Like you don't have a say, you don't have a mind of your own because somebody puts you there. And then for you, you don't have integrity because obviously he has no integrity. Because if you have integrity, you would say,
Step
you know
down.
what, okay, exactly, I've made enough money. Let me just go in peace. But you're there and you're contributing to the rubbish that's going on. It's just nonsense.
And speaking to the rubbish, I mean, we know Desmond Elliott is an actor.
I
That's
was disappointed.
that's
Right.
how he came to fame. I think my issue with Desmond isn't so much the crying, to be honest. Like, my ex base, Dino and Fayoshe have been known to do this, so I'm not really too thrown off by that. What I think was my issue is the tone deafness again with Desmond. So when he took the floor, the clip that I watched, right? His biggest issue in this whole NSAS thing was that young people were using
Yeah.
social media to insult, I guess, elders. Now,
That was supposed to.
first of all, let me start. I don't think there's any president in the history of Nigeria that has chopped enough insult like good luck Ebele Jonathan chopped.
Exactly.
Yes.
Nobody came out to say that the children are insulting the elders.
Him.
But
Yep.
secondly, let me even assume that because we're a very, respect culture type of community, let's even assume that you really held that position. Was now the time or the place, right?
Yes.
Of all the
Exactly.
bigger issues
Exactly.
that were, being clamored for
We're
police,
talking of
of
insults.
which you were, among in helping to
Part of it.
release some people that were held, by the police. Is that the biggest issue that you should have used your platform to voice out, which is the youth using social media to insult people, or the issue of how are we going to end police? Like, what steps are we taking? Because till today, I really don't know what steps we are going to take going forward to
Yeah.
curtail the movements of SARS. I can't tell you that this is the step that we agreed on. So why didn't he use his platform to talk about that?
Yeah.
I
Again, I
really
think. Okay. I carry can
sorry,
go.
sorry, Efe.
No, you
No, the
can,
only
can go.
thing I want to say is that Desmond fell my hand big time.
Big
I don't
time.
big time. I don't even have words. Like I don't see the point of that message at that time. If you're trying to make a point or trying to talk because you have to just talk so that they'll say you use your platform as a
Mm,
minister or as a House of Rep member to talk, just talk about what is happening or what happened. don't talk about things that are irrelevant, things that cannot, like, you cannot say that kind of thing. Meanwhile, what type of rudeness is it that a minister will go and chop money? It's rudeness now. It's
Right.
lack of respect.
Exactly.
So what are you saying? Everybody is rude in Nigeria if that's the case. So I find that very, very insulting to us. And the reason, and he was dragged for that. And unfortunately, he of all people should know better, because he has been in the public eye way before this, where he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even holding a public office. You were just a celebrity and actor.
No,
You know
I don't know
how
if you
people
guys
can
saw
drag you down.
Georgina
Sorry.
dragged, like, she dragged him to hell. Like, the things she
Hmm.
said, I'm just like, I mean, she went personal, and she went deep, because I'm sure she's
Was
like, look at this
upset.
stupid boy. She was so
Yeah.
upset. And the thing is, it just shows that Nigeria
Wait,
has no
sorry,
plan for
Georgina who? Georgina
Honor.
Onua.
You're
Eka
rude.
na wow.
You're rude.
Sorry. No, not Georgina who. I was just trying to confirm it. Oh no, I
Okay.
know my. Oh my God, please. No, 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 no. I'm even just going to even go. I must go and see how she dragged him down, because it's like you were
She
my
dragged
colleague. Now
him.
we've given you office. You're messing around.
Exactly.
Fine.
It just shows Nigeria has no respect for the youths, and they don't have any plans, and that's why, like, they don't care. How can you say what's our business with insults? You're not doing your job. People don't have a future in this country, and what you can come and open your dirty mouth to say is that
Please.
they insulted. Like, to whom? Like, you need to earn respect. We're not going to respect you when you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
But I
All
think
this nonsense.
our culture, but I think it goes back to our culture though, which is why I said that, he may have a
That's the thing.
a fair, grounds to be angry on a cultural basis, because our culture does not believe in earning respect. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Exactly.
Right? Because, for example, you can be in a family meeting and an elder person has done something bad, but you can't say, "Oh, uncle, you're lying."
Yeah.
That's rude. But you lied. You said something that wasn't true. You lied,
Big lie.
or you stole money or something. But you cannot accuse the uncle or auntie directly, because you're the one being rude. So it's like we're measuring on the minor. Like, integrity is, we think it's in our culture, but it's really the eye service of respect that is in our culture, not the
Mm.
actual basis of respect. But on the same topic of disrespect, some of our honorables also in Lagos State, Ikorodu faction was one of them, and then some other
Mm-hmm.
lady, I forget what faction she's. I think maybe Ali Moshe or something. I don't know where she's covering. That that they wanted to use the palliatives that were discovered, that those lovely Indomie cartons
Mm.
that we saw. They wanted to use it to do birthday giveaway.
Who?
Now,
Who wanted to use it to do birthday
the
giveaway?
politicians, there were two of them in Lagos State, one from the Ikorodu faction, and then one lady that also claimed, that was also on the floor with Desmond, that was angry about
Yeah.
youths
Youths.
insulting on social media. I think Ali Macaulay is her name.
Yeah.
She was also flagged as
Hmm.
having, kept the palliatives to use as her birthday giveaway. So basically, they all seem to have birthdays in Q4 2020. COVID started in March, so they
Hey.
waited from March to October, November, when their birthday was,
Sure.
to now share the palliatives, whereas prices of things in the markets have gone up. People are hungry and are starving because they don't have jobs anymore because of COVID and stuff like that. And you're now hoarding food to do birthday giveaway. See, we say fake life among the youth a lot, but I think our older ones too are doing fake
Yes, they
life.
started this nonsense.
Right. If you're a baller, then ball out fully. Use your own money
Exactly.
to buy giveaway Indomie and rice, right? Why are you using donated items to now do giveaway? Like, I don't understand. Like, am
It's
I the one
not
that's mad?
Everybody does things for personal boosting and gain.
Gain.
That's the problem. That is the problem. Because you want to shine as an individual. Something they donated to you people to give out. What kind of rubbish is
But
that?
my issue is,
look
won't
at
you
their local
shine?
government.
No, but
Ikorodu Alimosho. Can they tell me what they've done there? Can
that's
they just
one.
tell me? And they are holding Indomie and no.
Number two,
This country.
won't you have gotten the same glory in March if you give this food out? Like, I don't really get the point. Like, because the food will still come from, okay, our rep, right? So why wait
Mm,
for your birthday? Like, I don't understand why this birthday thing was a key thing. You will still get the
They
praise.
lie. They lie. Which kind of nonsense birthday? They
it's
know what
not
they
any
wanted to use it
birthday.
for.
They know, even if it was birthday, when is their birthday, please? How many
October
months
and
will the thing
November.
expire? Like, what is that? People are suffering now. You're waiting for your birthday. What, like, why are people just so selfish? To be honest, I just used style to check how Auntie Georgina dragged Desmond down, and
She
he
dragged him,
deserves
oh,
it.
as in,
He deserves it
it was
because
crazy.
you come and talk like this and look at the plans you're having for your this thing.
What
As
exactly did she
in,
say? Because you know that Desmond last year he inaugurated a toilet, but I don't really know that was
She
his
gave it
work
to
last
him.
year.
She
when
gave it to
Georgina
him.
went
3 posts
personal,
on
she was
him
like, ah,
that she was
she was
giving him
like that, oh,
transport
your
in
wife,
Lagos in university,
yeah.
and see what
That
he's
he used
doing
to
now.
beg for money. He was a student at LASU, I think. That he used to beg for money. That his wife, she used to work jobs and she used to help him. That how can he come and talk about the youth? He was once a youth. Like he should understand,
In
what's
fact,
going on. She went
with
first,
But
like,
with the
Georgina,
way
what
she's
does the
upset.
begging money have to do with the issue on ground now? No,
No,
maybe they had
what
a
she
personal thing.
no, what she's trying to say is that you know where you also came from. You cannot
Okay.
now
Came
stay
from,
there
yeah.
when you have power and just act as if you too, you did not go through all of these things that these people are crying about. So it's like all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're now a politician,
Too good
and then
now.
you've forgotten where you're coming from. I think that's where she's coming from, that kind of, because if you keep on reading it down, she's like she's so
Because
disappointed.
and the thing is, I mean, yes, she dragged him personally, but then that his situation. There are a lot of women that, like we're seeing in the last episode, where women are actually the breadwinners at some points, and then eventually the guy is like struggling or whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's he was a youth. He should understand. So I
Yeah,
guess that's
because
why she
now
gave you
let me
personal.
just read a line, because she said, Desmond, I expected this same level of passionate speech when youths were being, oh no, sorry, but then where was your outrage? You understand? Because like then she now says, Pele politician, you are forgetting where you come from, as in you know where you're coming from, and you're opening your mouth to talk about being rude. Okay, you too, you know that at that position, if you're in that position now, you would have been in that toll gate and you would have been ruder.
I feel like Desmond should not have even said anything because it's
That
obvious
is
that he
it.
has godfathers. He should not even have said, just keep quiet. Don't even talk because now you sound confused. Who are you really with?
Because he
Because I heard
has
that
to
he lost
release
he lost that
people.
Surulere election, like I think the first 2 times, and then got in touch with Okubaja and then Jagaban. The next thing he got House of
He won.
Reps. So he's obviously
See,
loyal to them.
this is why honestly I keep on saying it, right? Like when
Politics is
when
not
when when you don't get something on merit, I'm sorry, but you've already missed
yes.
it.
You've already missed it.
You've
You
already
can't
missed
do
it.
anything.
Because if you're into and this is where I go back to, I feel like human beings are inherently selfish. If you
That
were
is
not
Yep.
it.
willing to put aside your own personal ambition because you lost an election and go home or face your acting job,
Exactly. You must
you now
share.
went through back
You must
door
go up.
to ensure that you got the position. This is what happens. You cannot. To me, I was saying the other time,
And
integrity and
that's the
honesty is
problem with Nigeria.
100%. It's not 10%. It's 100%. Right?
Exactly.
You came in on a rigged election. You cannot now come and have integrity today. I'm sorry, as in your heart may be in the right place,
That's
but
it.
people that put you there have other uses for you now.
Exactly for you.
That is why all these things we're talking, because now how old is Desmond? He is
Yeah.
still youth in Nigeria youth context. So
Mm-hmm.
if a youth is doing this, is
That
it
kind of
old
thing.
people that is our problem, or it is the fact that Nigerian mentality needs to change? Because once some people are in
Definitely.
power, bam, they switch.
Honestly, I feel like we keep on saying youth, like age is the problem in Nigeria. I don't
It's
believe it's an
not
age issue. I think it's
It's
a
not
youth
age.
or
It's not
mentality.
an
age.
economic divide, in my opinion. I'm sorry, because to me,
Yes,
I feel like if you have money in Nigeria, and money is relative, but if you have enough money to isolate yourself
Be okay.
from some of these
from the
Yeah.
issues,
problems.
honestly, you're not going to be like not to put down the protest, but Lucky protest, right, was a good time.
Mm.
Not to take anything away
Mm.
from them, but it was a good time, right?
Mm.
People who are, who are the most impacted by this, as in, they get
Mm.
what I'm saying, like they're the ones that maybe their voices, I don't know how amplified their own voices are being in this whole
Yeah.
thing. So like Desmond, for example, yes, he's a youth, but like he has money to isolate. So
But then I would say, even though maybe half of the people that went to Lekki obviously were for a good time or whatever, I feel like it also made the people, the so-called people who kind of don't even get anything from the system. I think it made them feel like, okay, these people are kind of speaking up for us too, to an extent. So
right.
that's where, like, I was like, it cut across like the regular. Normally, who is going to protest in Lekki? Like, we're in our expensive, nice, gated
Mm.
communities.
Right.
But I feel like it helps those people who were down. Like, it kind of gave them a voice, because it's like, you're coming out, you're poor. Who's going to listen to you? But we had all
Yeah.
sorts of people at Lekki, even millionaires and all those type of people. So I think it helps give people a
To
little bit of
amplify.
more confidence ahead to kind of, hopefully we hope that, because the thing is, money again is, once money changes hands, these people will keep quiet. These poor
That's
people
my
that were
thing.
fighting for. So
Because
that's the
because
thing.
they were the ones that were, in my opinion, paid to start the
Yeah,
looting
to start the
process,
rubbish.
right?
Yeah.
And you want to keep them poor because that's the control that you have over them.
Yep.
But to me, I feel like what we're seeing with, like, and I think we want to talk about this in the Africa is Bleeding, right? We have these people that come up and say, I want to fight for you guys, the masses,
Mhm.
to take away power from the oppressor. Once they get
Mm.
in though,
They
and they
become power
and they start
dog.
to enjoy the benefits of the power, they forget that they were fighting for people. That's
Mm.
just basically what power
Yes.
has shown. So I don't know. So I think it's back to the issue where we need stronger institutions and less people, because people are
Mm.
going to fight for like their own personal, you
Gain.
know, gain. Is a strong, system where, regardless of who is there, that it works. That's where we need to, I guess, get to. So the Desmond, I'm not really surprised.
Mm-mm.
Like his own problem is rude youths, because SARS
Yeah.
is not SARS is
So
not going to stop him. He has
Mm.
food in his house. So
That's why Auntie Georgina is telling him, you know where you're coming from. And all
exactly.
you've
Don't
done
forget.
now that you've gotten there with our help, and I'm sure she campaigned for him to get there when he was campaigning to be this thing, is Shebi is
Mm.
Surulere or where? His
yeah,
latrine
Surulere.
and wooden something.
Exactly. Last year that he
Something.
contributed, I was like, Desmond, like,
And
for
now
real?
you call us,
Why?
and
For
now you
real?
call us rude. Come on.
I mean, and maybe I don't know Surulere that way well, but like Surulere is not like a ghetto like that. So why do we need so many
No.
Yeah.
pits latrines there? Like,
No, this
what's
one
the
is just a
point?
disappointment. I thought he was one of the
It's a
good ones too.
disappointment.
Again, if you don't get somewhere on merit, like, you've already missed it from day
That's the
one.
thing.
Anything,
Exactly.
Yes.
anything
And the
that you do
problem is they
after
don't have
that is
integrity. It's money. Like, it's just
that's what
because
I'm
I always say,
That
saying.
is
like,
it.
people that say, "Oh, I'm a politician to help." No, help person. You don't have to go into politics, because if you have integrity, you can't last in Nigerian
You
politics. Hey
can't.
God, no,
You
it's
can't. You can't. And that's back to the issue. If you did not have integrity when it came to your own personal ambition, because it's easy to have
exactly
goals and dreams and say, oh, I want a better, Nigeria. But when faced with your own personal dilemma, if
personal.
you're not able
Yeah, you
to
can't do anything.
Think.
stand on integrity, then you've already missed it.
Yeah.
You've already missed it. Like, 'cause it's easy to abuse people that are collecting 30 million as bribe
Mm,
now. But if I was in the room, would I have the same energy and say, okay,
yeah,
oh, I'm not going to collect 30 million
exactly.
naira
You
bribe?
want your share.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. But okay, let's kind of change gears a little bit to our another Nollywood actor, Williams Uchemba, ex-UN something something. Because I'm a bit unclear on what the UN role
As in
was.
Ambassador
Um,
mentor.
thank you. My
slash
issue.
businessman.
Thank you. So again, congrats to him. He just got engaged to his girlfriend. No beef on the engagement. Lovely. Wonderful, cool stuffs. My issue is when men do these kinds of things, and then we go into the mentor and teach you. Why is there a need for men to mentor and teach so badly? Like, I don't understand. Like, why? Like that robbed me. I don't know, because maybe Eka, as you are the team submit crew. I don't know, but like it rubbed me the wrong way on the
It's
whole,
a scam.
thank you for allowing me to mentor and teach you. I'm like, is she like underage? Like, I don't understand. Like, what is this? I mean, I'm not saying that we can't mentor each, but maybe I would have expected that maybe, we're both teaching ourselves. Because I think like in a relationship, right, your partner brings out parts of you that maybe you didn't really know. Do you get what I'm saying? So like you both learn each other and you both teach each other. So I don't really understand why the mentorship was a one-sided. Like the girl can't teach you anything.
I don't, to be honest, if when I read it at first, I wouldn't, or if I just read it just that I was reading it, I wouldn't have picked up that thing he said, that he didn't write vice versa in the mentorship part. In every other part, he wrote vice versa. So
Exactly.
basically, you did it for me, I did it for you. But then that one, there was no vice versa. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have taken note of it. But when you pointed it out, I was like, that's interesting. Why is it that he was only mentoring and teaching her? And no, I don't know what he means, but me, I think all I would say is that let me just believe, because I don't know the babe. Let me just believe because I saw graduation pictures. Let me just believe that she's a small girl because
Is it
I don't
grad
think
or is
she's
it
that.
wedding picture?
No, it's
Oh,
I
graduation.
saw
oh,
graduation pictures at
Mm,
one point. So I'm one, but then that might be masters. That can be PhD. We don't know. But in my head,
mm,
I'm wondering, okay, if somebody is saying this is my fiance, I'm happy that I have. It's too, to me. It's even too. I don't know how to put it. It's too serious. You were mentioning
mm.
that teaching your. I don't understand. Do you understand? Was she a worker? Like what? Like do you, it's just like okay, it's not romantic anymore. It's like oh, she was sitting down. She came with her book and a pen, and you were
and I was teaching
teaching
her.
her. You were teaching her as an ambassador that has traveled. So maybe that's why he's the one that is teaching her because he's well versed in the world studies, international relations.
This
Like,
way, this Williams, let me just like this guy. I don't know him personally, but the things he has gotten into, he definitely, he's looking for who he will mentor. So he finally found someone, and unfortunately, that person, that person happens to be somebody he wants to marry. I mean, I hope the girl, I just this nonsense. What is? Thank you for trusting and believing in me enough to. Who are you teaching? Who are you mentoring? Like for what? Are you the person that taught her the doctorate? I think she's a nurse or a doctor. Are you the person that taught her in school? What exactly did you mentor and teach her? And why do we even need to know this information? That's just my own. Like, we don't need to know that information.
I think that was my biggest thing because as Eka mentioned, right? I think to me it was because again it was a lovely message from a high level standpoint, right? But for
Hmm.
me, I think it speaks to the mentality or the expectations, right? Where while doing everything else vice versa, but when it comes to this particular one, I'm the
In
leader or
charge.
I'm the yeah. It just rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like we're in 2020.
I
Do you
think
get
it's
what I'm
an ego
saying?
thing too for him. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Because even the whole story that he wrote, I mean, from the whole, because he wrote like a long thing. I mean, from what he wrote, it's like the girl is the one even teaching and mentoring him. Because he was saying something about, oh, you stopped me from taking the wrong step, allowing me to be me, allowing me
Yeah,
to
yeah,
accepting
yeah.
my personality, my weakness. Uncle, yeah, who is mentoring who? Like, she's the one mentoring,
exactly.
like,
Because many
Like,
times
no,
women raise men. So like as sad as it may
exactly.
be, and we should probably stop doing that, but
No,
we like raise
a lot
because
of
their
men
mothers
were
did do a
raised
good job. I'm not saying that William
exactly.
not do, William, I'm sure your mother did a fantastic job. What I'm saying though is that generally speaking, we tend to raise these men, like teach them how to communicate, teach them how to express themselves. We're always
Yeah.
teaching something, but never a time does a woman put in her message, thank you for
Mm.
trusting me enough to mentor and teach you.
Exactly. Or accepting my weakness, kiniko. Like, what's that?
Do men even accept weakness? Because I think I read somewhere that men don't
They
give as
don't.
many chances as
As
women
women.
give.
Uh, I think it's an ego thing, like when you say something, because she's obviously the one who has, she seems to be the one who has impacted him in a positive way, not the other
Mm.
way around. I mean, even though we don't know this girl, whatever.
Maybe that is why he just wanted
Because
to
somebody,
give that one that credit as she has done everything. He said, let him just
Take one.
be a mentor. Oh God, it's just crazy. And to be honest, I think my own issue with all of these things is just the reason for public show of things is
exactly, we don't need to know.
unnecessary. Is unnecessary. Like all these things, there's so much cloud chasing, I believe, involved in this thing. Is that okay? You're engaged, you put it. In fact, I'm starting to wonder why do we even post things on Instagram? You will do something, you say,
Oh,
I've eaten today and I ate good food in the restaurant. Posting, like, is now, when you're growing older, you realize what was the point of this Instagram stuff? Because it's like,
Anti-I, please. They create
ah,
content for us content creators. Please,
great
exactly.
let's not.
Abby,
Please,
Abby.
Williams, keep on doing this. Please, as in,
Right.
good job.
Oh,
My
God.
only issue with you is that I just feel like we're back to this whole thing where even and maybe and I think his heart was in the right place because it was
It was.
a loving message, almost a default standpoint, right? Where men just by default go into this like head versus non-head position without even caring to validate whether they've done, to your point, what the Bible says on love her like church, like
Yeah.
Christ loved the church. They've not done their own parts,
And I
right?
believe
And they go
when I
into these
see,
defaults.
yeah, and I believe when I see this kind of things, when you're trying to, is like a form of, okay, not even Williams's own, like when men try to show, is that kind of form of, you want to validate yourself. Are you not
Yes,
100%? It's like, I believe a lot of men that are 100% okay with who they are. They are
exactly.
okay with who they are, so they don't need to show that they are. You understand? Is that
Right.
kind of, you're so weak, so you need to show you're strong. I don't know if
Exactly.
that makes sense. You're not
Exactly.
you're not you're not acting strong. You just need to show you're strong. It's the
It's
same way that I would say
insecurity.
a man that beats a woman, or men that beat women, is like, you're so weak. So you feel this is it's just like how a bully will bully, because you have some insecurities that you need to solve.
Right.
And this is the best way you think of solving it. But in the end, you're still a weakling. You're still a useless person in a sense.
Wow. Wow.
Not no, just going off, I don't going off William's part. Oh, this is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
nothing that has to do with him, but I believe a lot of men that do things that are wrong morally, or wrong, is just because you don't just believe in yourself enough to even be okay with yourself. You have to inflict pain or inflict stupid things on other people.
Right. Okay, well, let's wrap up. I think my takeaway point, I guess, from this episode is maybe I'll pick on like the whole like our politicians acting film. I would say that I think the divide in Nigeria is really not youth versus non-youth. I think it's people that have the means to be isolated from the Nigerian issues and people that don't. And I think
Mm,
depending on where you fall, I think influences maybe how much energy that you bring to the table. And I think that there's also an incentive to keep the poor poor, because
mm,
you can easily influence them with like chicken change during elections, or in
yeah.
this case of a protest, you can give them money to start being hoodlums or whatever, right?
Mm.
That's kind of where I see the divide, not really in an age bracket. But let me know what you girls think as we wrap up.
Yeah, I think just taking what you said, I think that's the one that just made me weak the most. The fact that people like Desmond, who you think are more advanced in their thinking and more youthful in their ways, will come out and want to do so. Is that kind of, if Nigeria never bad reach for me to even care about all those things you people are caring about, because I'm in an advantage situation. So to hell with the other things that are disturbing people, I guess.
Right.
So that is what it is that kind of, whoever makes it to a certain level will not be passionate about some set and will not even want order to be in place, because a lot of the times they got there via crooked ways anyway. So if there's order, it messes their own ability to thrive up.
Right. Okay.
For me,
Well,
I would say what Aisha Yusufu said. Like, we just need a country where basically anybody can be anything as long as they have it on merit. So we shouldn't just put anybody there. That's just, and the Nigerian people, please, they need to pay attention to the Nigerian. I think it's the national pledge. Like, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, faithful, loyal. Like, they need to. I don't understand what those people are doing there.
okay, pledges, please. We'll pledge in the next episode, I beg.
I mean, the national anthem is even something to even listen to well. You
Honestly,
realize that we are doing the opposite.
opposite.
The only Nigerian pledge is to money. Like everything else is for your
I
pockets. To be
swear.
like, to be honest.